back to News Nation Prime. As families gathered for Thanksgiving celebrations, one father spent the holiday passing out flyers for his missing son, Daniel Robinson. He has been missing since June 23rd. His SUV found a month later abandoned in an Arizona ravine. The 24-year-old geologist was last seen leaving work, and then he vanished without a trace. Police, a private investigator, and Daniel's family, especially his dad, all coming up empty-handed in their investigations so far. Daniel's disappearance happened about the same time as Gabby Petito, but received far less national attention. We have been highlighting this case for several months now on our missing reports, and we hope that some renewed coverage brings some answers to Daniel's family. Joining me now is Daniel's father, David Robinson. Sir, we appreciate you once again coming on and giving us an update. Thank you for your time.
Well, thank you for having me.
I do understand you do have some new information to share with us tonight that may change the timeline of events. What have you learned?
Yes, for a couple of weeks, we've been vetting a federal law agent officer who was out there on the 23rd that morning when my son disappeared. He had a conversation with my son. We're trying to get that timeline together. But he had a conversation with my son. He seemed very coherent. He spoke to him and his children, gave him directions to where he can target practice, best target practice. The agent told me that my son's vehicle was clean and appeared to be brand new. He didn't seem like he was in distress. So they helped my investigator to get a better timeline to what really happened that morning. Compared that with the testimony of what we thought at one time was the only person that saw my son that morning.
Does this help in terms of clues, or does it further confuse you as to what happened?
Well, so far, I think it would help, give us a better timeline, because we do know that the initial crash happened roughly around 1 o'clock that evening. So this new eyewitness sheds new light on that timeline. So once we get that confirmed with the timeline and put that against what the testimony was the time my son was last seen at the well site, we get a better idea of what's going on.
I know that you have been frustrated at points with the investigation and kind of the lack of information that you've seen out of local police. You have asked for the FBI to get involved with this case. What's the status of that request?
Yes, I requested the Buckeye Police Department, Chief Hall, just go ahead and give him the details of things that was done so far in this case. And the suspicious nature, the fact that we're finding human remains out there, which suggests that it's a crime scene area. My son went missing in that area. So Chief Hall, he did agree with the suspicious nature. And after he sent the letter, he told me that he was going to bring in the FBI to take a look at my son's case. So I'm really relieved to hear that. We're going to follow up with him next week, and hopefully we can join in on that briefing.
And those remains found while you were in the desert searching for Daniel, those remains do not belong to your son, but finding that kind of evidence must be discouraging and really troubling for you as you look.
Every time. It's very hard. This latest remains that we found is very scary. It seemed like a fresher set of bones. Of course, it's really troublesome to me, but I was grateful hearing from the Buckeye Police Department that it wasn't Daniel. However, every time that happened, I am relieved also that we're bringing some closure to another family, because there's a lot of families that didn't know what happened to their loved ones, so this helped other families also.
I know this is a hard thing to wrap your mind around. I spoke with the PI on your case, your son's case, several times, and at one point he told me there had been several possible sightings of Daniel out there. Do you think that there is a chance that he may be out there and doesn't want to be found?
Well, I'm a man of faith. I always going to believe that my son is alive and well. However, we have to go based on everything I do know. That's what keeping me there in the desert. But when I do hear, sightings or any kind of leads, we do follow those because we don't know what happened at that scene where my son's vehicle was found. So everything is open. We have to look at every direction, and we're following those.
Every single one. David, I want to share a tweet that you posted on October 14th. This was almost 4 months after Daniel went missing, and it says, "I will be here. When the lights and camera turn off, I will be here. When the interest and conversations fade, I will be here. When there is no one around, a father will do anything it takes to be there for his son." You have a lot of people helping in this search, offering love and support through all of this. How are you holding up?
It's hard. Every day it's like the first, just try to make sure I keep my son's name out there. And I'm really grateful for the volunteers who tirelessly come out there every week. That's very encouraging to me. It keeps me going, the strength of my family and the strength of God, so I'm going to continue on searching for my son. And just like that, what I wrote there, I'm going to always be here for my son. So I'm very grateful for the opportunity.
Holding out hope. David Robinson, we want to walk alongside you as you continue to search. Thank you, as always, for coming on and sharing what information you have. We'll keep bringing you back until we are able to find out where Daniel is, and hopefully one day he's back safe with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And for you at home, if you have any information on this case or where Daniel Robinson is, you can contact the Buckeye Police Department. That number is there on your screen.